The corner posts are 4x4, they're 10 feet. I put one every 8 feet, and in between I framed it up with 2x4s in this manner. Down at the base, there's a footer. It's 4 inches wide to accommodate the 4x4, and probably about 4 inches deep of cement. And that's to just for extra security, to make sure that nothing crawls in or they don't crawl out. But they're not bad to dig, but we were just making sure when you do that, and when in your lowest area, I don't have an example of it here, but you'll need to leave a gap so that the water can drain out. I've got an example of that in another cage. Again, 4x4 corner post, every 8 feet. I did 4x4s across the top. The fence is this standard welded wire that you can get at Lowe's. The first cage we did with galvanized, and they urinate on every corner to try and make sure they can show it's theirs, and so that urine is just extremely caustic, so it rusts through no matter whether it's galvanized or not. We've tried the coated wire at this point in time. Again, we about get this at Lowe's. It's just got a rubberized coating on it, and it's been better, but where it's attached with the staples from the air gun, sometimes it breaks the coating of this. On this particular cage, I've also sealed all the nails with Flex Seal, same stuff that you see on television a lot. But they all like to do it in the corner. They like to mark their territory mostly in the corner, it seems like, and they like to rub on the fence in that corner. So we're going to started putting lattice on the inside, just to give them some shade, which they like. One of the cats using it right now, but it also keeps him from being able to lean on the fence and weakening it. But this fence is about 8, 16, 24. It's about 32 by, we'll say it's 32 by 40. Was about what the size of this one is. We do have wire across the top, and on the inside, we'll go in just a second. I'll show you some there, but hopefully that gives you an idea of everything we did on the outside. All right.
Okay.
This is the entrance from the inside of the barn, and with most things, I try to make a double entry. That way, if something happens, you forget to shut a door, or if one of them decides to rush the door, you're coming out, you got an easy way to catch. So, I got this pinned up from out here. We always shut this door behind us before we open this one up. It's got a fence over the top and on the sides. Nothing extreme in here. You can obviously go without the rubberized coating. It wouldn't be a big deal. You could even go so far probably as to use chicken wire, because you're not going to keep them in here. It's just a secondary precaution.
Okay.
All right, now this is the sleeping area, the inside area for the cats. Have a very small window unit built into the wall. The walls are insulated. This is probably one of the coolest rooms in our entire house. It stays, when that air conditioner's on, it stays a perfect 72, 74 degrees, whatever we want to set it on. We also have a fan we keep up here. Obviously you need a light source, but the fan itself, when the weather is better and at night, we just let the fan blow. So it keeps everything cool, and they're fine until the next day when we come back out and turn the air conditioner on. We've got a water source in here which we put in, and it's not necessary. It's convenient if that's what you want, but again, it's not necessary. The less you put in,
Okay.
the less stuff you have in here. I mean, obviously the easier it is to come repair and keep up. So you want it to be as brown paper bag as you possibly can. All right. One thing I wanted to mention, things we're learning on the fly, I guess. We've got a standard door here that we use, just a regular metal exterior door, and they, just like I was saying, they will urinate on so many surfaces. And what I've had to do is come in here with just regular barn side panel about the height of where they're going to be able to spray, and I put wood across there and glued it in, and everything seems to be fine there. You'll also have some issues with hinges. All right, this is just
Okay, go ahead.
this is a standard interior door, and they have sprayed it a lot, and it's swelled and things because of the moisture. And I've had to cut a little bit off of it to get it shut, and I'll eventually have to replace the entire thing because it's just not gonna. It's not, it's not meant to be. It's it's not going to hold up to this type of use, but you'll get 3 or 4 years use out of it. Another thing that we've learned again from the spraying, I ended up just having to put 2 hinges on this one because the lower hinge was too far down and it was always being sprayed. It didn't take it very long to rust, but you may have to adjust your hinges, your different size or your distance of your hinges to accommodate that. But as long as your door's not too heavy, it won't be a big deal. Now again, this is the outside part of the door. Again, I did it on both sides as far as putting the barn panel so that it would be above the area where they spray. And here's the cat door they use. And this is the outside. The beginning area right here, first, concrete. Make sure that we got we have everything above water level if we have a big heavy rain. We did saw chips out here for them to be in, and this is an area where we feed them. It's worked out fine. You could do rock, or you could cement the entire thing, which would make it a lot easier to clean up. But this is just what we chose to go with here. Now on the outside here, we do have a water source out here in particular. I mean, you're going to have to water them, so you need a water source, something that you can get to. And this is the one we happen to have. And have a pool over here for them. They like water. It keeps their minds occupied and gives them something to play with. Have a fan out here. That was more for creature comforts for the human beings, in case you wanted to sit out here under it when when it was pretty hot. I wouldn't call it real effective, but it's it's a nice addition if you want to put it up. I want to point out too, like this is just a bench that we made. If you're going to put furniture out here to sit on, it probably needs to be wood. You could do plastic, but obviously you don't want to put any metal furniture because they're going to spray on it and it's eventually going to rust through. So this area right here, I put landscaping timbers down about 12 inches away from the sides, and it's just an area for them that they walk. They like to walk the perimeter of the fence, but this is an area where they will go and they'll use the bathroom here. It's a lot easier to clean up, so you know where everything is. You can come back on a daily basis each morning and pick up droppings, and it just makes things easier. The grass, this is just naturally occurring grass in southeast Alabama. This is Bahia grass, and it's done really well this year because it's rained a lot here. A lot of times we struggle with the grass in the summer, but this year it's really come through. We keep it high. They love it high. They like to hide in it. They like to play in it. We feed them chicks in the mornings a lot of times. The frozen chicks, we can throw them out there. And they chase them and pounce on them, so it gives them a little bit more of a sense of their natural being. We got these things here. I just use the wooden steps again that you can buy at Lowe's. I turned them upside down, and that way it's a little longer stride for them, and gives them an area to climb. They like to be high. Most predators do, so they can see everything. And they'll come up here and they'll sun, and they use it a lot, all different times of the day. But they'll, again, something for them to be active and to keep their minds on things. Up above, it's just corrugated aluminum for the roof up here. This is just basically just a lean-to look that we got coming off the side of the barn to give them, keep the rain off of them, keep the sun. They need shade, and I put a gutter up here to divert the rain off that so that it comes to the outside, and that has worked very well, so it keeps it nice and dry out here. Got to make sure that you get the fence where it's nice and secured up here so they can't possibly get out of it. But again, this is 4x4 posts, 2x4s, just standard stuff.
Okay. Want to get?
All right, and this is where we have attached to the side. But I came back in with Flex Seal and have sprayed this to see if that's going to help any. Not sure. That's just we have to just keep an eye on it, make sure if it rusts out, you have to replace that section. And that's pretty much it for this particular side. This is the new one we're building. So everything right now is still in progress right now. This is the sleeping area that we have built over here. It's just connected to the side of the barn. We poured a slab, and on this one, we angled the slab. Again, things we've learned that make it a little easier on ourselves. We've angled the slab to a drainage area so that if there's everything we need to clean up, we can get the water hose and we can come in and spray it down, and it'll drain out. You might not can see it, but I'm in the process right now of insulating the walls. I'll put the tops on, and the ceiling. We'll have a ceiling fan in here. Probably not going to go with air conditioner in this particular side because it doesn't get any. It's in the shade throughout the day, so it stays pretty cool, and we don't think there's going to be an issue there. This particular enclosure, we decided to put the fence or attach the fence on the outside. So hopefully that's going to cure some of our issues as far as the fence eventually rusting through. And on this one, just to save a little money, we used the rubberized wire on the lower level where they're going to be able to have the opportunity to urinate on it. And then we just used the galvanized wire on the 4-footed sections and above and on the roof up here. And it just saves a little money because it's just not necessary to have the rubberized wire all the way up. Out here, this would be one of the areas right here from the cement. We left a gap so that the water can flow out because this is a slope downhill. That'll allow the water to flow out and it won't build up here. And again, we're still in the process. Haven't finished putting out the toys for them or anything. But this is again, it's not real tough. But I mean, we got the 4x4 post. Now coming across on this one, I decided to use 2x6s just for a little more strength. Again, 2x4 braces here, but it comes to a 4x4 in the middle. And I think this is about 10 feet away, 10 feet in space, just to make sure we didn't get any sag on the wood. And we just move it on across. And having the post in the middle, really not a big deal because you can put something on it for them to play on. So it just kind of ends up being something good for your pen and something good for the cats. And that's about it.